Hey guys, this is Erin, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the hot topic of legalizing marijuana. So, to legalize or not legalize, that is the question. So, just to give you a little bit of background information, just 2 decades ago, marijuana was illegal in all 50 states. And it wasn't until 1996 that California became the very first state in the country to legalize medical marijuana. Since then, 33 states have legalized marijuana for medicinal use. So it was a big deal in 1996 for medical marijuana. However, it really became a hot topic and a big debate when on November 6, 2012, Colorado and Washington became the first two states to legalize it for recreational use. It wasn't long after, 2015, Alaska, Oregon, and Washington, D.C. followed. 2016, California, Massachusetts, Maine, and Nevada. 2018, Vermont and Michigan. And one fun fact, Vermont was actually the first state to legalize marijuana through a state legislature rather than a ballot initiative. And last but not least, as of May 31st of 2019, Illinois has also joined the bandwagon, so to speak. So I put this picture up just to give you guys an idea of how widespread legalization of marijuana has become. As you can see here, the dark colored green are the states that allow medical and recreational use of marijuana. Illinois is not in green because it just became, legal. So I couldn't find a picture, but this is a pretty good indication of just how far this topic has come and how far these laws have passed. So state versus federal. So like we just discussed, different states have different laws, medical versus recreational. It also varies just depending on who can grow, who can sell it, who can have it, how much you can sell, how much you can have. Some recreational states actually don't even have any stores or any places to actually buy the marijuana, but it's legal to smoke it recreationally. However, federally, it's still considered illegal, which means it's classified as a Schedule I drug under the Federal Controlled Substance Act. However, on December 16, 2014, President Obama signed the Rohrabacher-Farr Amendment. And pretty much this amendment means that it prohibits the federal government from using any of their funds to prevent states from distributing, authorizing usage, or cultivation of marijuana. So it has been renamed Rohrabacher-Blumenauer Amendment and is renewed every year. And just this past February, President Trump signed it again to be renewed for another year. So what does this all mean? It means that the federal government could potentially bring action against states that have legalized recreational marijuana because unfortunately, it's only protecting those states for medical marijuana. Very confusing, and everyone is really unsure of what's going on. And I put this picture up here because that's kind of how it seems everyone feels. The more articles I read, the more research I did on it, it just seemed like no one really had a lot of sound or a lot of answers. Again, there's so many differences between the states. Again, who can sell, how much you can have. It's quite overwhelming, and it makes it so that a lot of people really don't know where they stand. So why is this such a big deal? Why is this evoking so much emotion on both sides of the spectrum? Why is there such a tug of war here? So we're going to talk a little bit about both sides, the cons and the pros. So why not to legalize? There's actually a lot of sound reasons on why people are concerned about the legalization, especially for recreational use. So I shouldn't say number one, but one, increase in traffic accidents. Obviously, it can enhance your ability to maybe have a fast reaction or good reflexes. It does cause relaxation. And so, yeah, possibly if more people are on marijuana, maybe more traffic accidents would happen. This maybe is a possibility. On unproductive workers, would people become lazy, maybe not do their job as efficiently? A lot of people feel that marijuana is a gateway drug, and so are really concerned about the increase in drug addictions and people abusing drugs. There's been some talk on, do people who smoke marijuana, does that make them want to drink alcohol, or vice versa? Does alcohol make them want to smoke marijuana? And if it's available, is that going to cause a problem? Lower educational achievement kind of goes along with that unproductiveness, maybe causing people to not just be as productive as they normally would be. This one I can definitely understand, the increase in the use for adolescents. There hasn't been a lot of research on what it does to adolescents. Their brains are developing still, and so how is that going to affect people in the future? There are a lot of studies done for adults, but not for adolescents, so that's still up in the air. Illegal drug suppliers, so actually prospering from this. When you have legal marijuana and you have people that are growing it for specific reasons, it's very potent, and they're concerned that these people will buy, the illegal suppliers will buy the marijuana and then sell it on the black market. Maybe causing an issue there, just in general, because they're not able to tax, right? So that's another issue. And then cardiovascular and respiratory problems. This was more for heavy users that are actually inhaling the marijuana. I didn't see a whole lot for edibles, oils, any patches or anything. So I think it has more to do with the smoke inhalation than the actual THC. So let's look at the pros. I found a lot on that as well. Lots of medicinal qualities. So huge people advocating that it decreases nausea and vomiting from chemotherapy for those dealing with cancer treatment, alleviating chronic pain, helping with weight loss because it does produce, it creates an appetite, increases your appetite. And so this can happen, those dealing with AIDS or other chronic diseases a lot of times lose their appetite. So this has been shown to help with that. Muscle tension, spasms, and also a good sleep aid. So on the flip side, like I mentioned with the cons, people were concerned it might increase drug abuse. However, I did find substantial evidence that it actually can help some people overcome addiction to other fatal drugs, especially opioids. I did a project last year where I researched a lot of resources, and the one thing that kept coming up that I kept seeing was the fact that people were leaning on marijuana to get over their addiction from the opioids. So excessive cost of incarceration was a big one. There's a lot of people that are in jail right now for marijuana-related charges. And so the question is, should we be paying our tax dollars to keep these people in jail? Because it does cost a certain amount a day to house somebody in the jail system. And so a lot of people feel that we've got a lot of nonviolent offenders in there that could be taken out just because of a marijuana charge. And that's actually one of the factors that has actually causing states to decriminalize marijuana. And then there's the whole new economy, right, of of creating increases in tax revenue. The marijuana itself, the advertising, the paraphernalia, everything that goes along with it, is really creating a massive increase. And not only that, but a lot of jobs as well. So just one fact, but in Colorado, $70 million were made in marijuana taxes from July 1st, 2014 to June 30th, 2015, whereas only $42 million were made with alcohol-specific taxes. So this is almost twice the amount for marijuana versus alcohol in the same time period. So there's still so many questions, right? As I was reading about this, so many came to mind other than these, but will legalizing marijuana for recreational use cause more people to drink alcohol or do drugs? How will it affect adolescents? I mean, adolescents, already do some smoke marijuana. However, if it's over the counter, will this just increase the use? And then if it does, what will be the effects? One thing that I read that I didn't put on my slide here, but for the people that were concerned about recreational marijuana was the fact that a lot of people say, oh, well, alcohol and cigarettes are worse, right? And so those are legal, so this is crazy that marijuana isn't. And one of their arguments was saying that, yes, alcohol and nicotine are legal, but we've also seen what that has done to our country and what it does to people. And are we making the same mistake with marijuana? And so shouldn't we learn from our mistakes? So I thought that was a good food for thought, because I never really thought of it that way. But then on the flip side, will it reduce drug violence and keep more nonviolent people out of prison? Save us some tax dollar money? And then will it help people overcome addiction? Like I said earlier, I did read a lot of studies that actually showed that marijuana helped people with opioid heroin addiction. So only time will tell. And that's all we have, right, is time. So I'm really curious to hear what your thoughts are, just to give me some of your ideas on what side you're on, or why you agree, why you don't agree. So I hope you guys learned a little bit today, and I'm looking forward to the discussion this coming week. Thank you.